So you know the quarantine is bad when you're watching anime top fights to find the anime that you might want to watch because you've seen all the anime you do want to watch. So Fire Force is an anime about firefighters who have fire powers. Now to give you backstory, a great cataclysm as they call it happened a couple hundred years ago, and the fire and destruction destroyed humanity to the point that it even reshaped the continents. Fast forward a couple hundred years, now you have these firefighters who have these fire powers, and they're categorized in 3 different categories. If you're a 3rd generation pyrokinetic, then you can create your own flame and control it. Either that be through your hands, your feet, your whole body. Really the possibilities are limitless. If you're a 2nd generation, then you're able to manipulate fire, meaning if you have a lighter, you can control the flame and make it larger, or you can put it in your hand. Possibilities are almost limitless. And if you're a 1st generation pyrokinetic, then you do what's known as human combustion, and you burst into flames, you become this thing called an infernal, and you wreak havoc on everyone around you. So our protagonist is Shinra Kusakabe, who's a 3rd generation pyrokinetic, and his story is when he was a child, an infernal came to his home, burned it down, killing his mother and his brother. And he has joined the fire squad to try to find that infernal and get revenge. So there are 8 squads in the fire force, and Shinra joins the 8th squad, which is the newest squad. Not only does he find out that this squad is new and extremely undermanned, but he also finds out they have a secondary agenda. There are beliefs that there's someone out there creating these infernals in the other squad, so Squad 8 was created to investigate the other squads. Hence we have our story. Now some of the things that I like about this show, for one, is the fighting, because I'm not gonna watch anime unless you're throwing some real good hands. And it has to look good because I like detail. It puts you in the mind of like Demon Slayer of God of High School when it comes to the action, like very fast paced, very bright, vibrant, cutting edge, up to date fighting. Another thing that I like about it is the comedy. I'm not really a comedy person when it comes to anime, but they really do have some funny moments in here. Like his best friend, Arthur, who thinks he's actually a knight and has Excalibur and all this crazy stuff. He is one of the dumbest characters I've ever seen in anime, and the guy is hilarious. I'm also a fan of the character variety. With there being 8 squads and then of course the opposing force, you always get to meet new interesting people, and the writers did a good job making everybody interested in their own way, whether you were good or bad. And one of the main things I like about the show is the main storyline. Like for instance, I was gonna review God of High School, still might, but I wasn't really a fan of it, and here's why. In Fire Force, they have a main story, meaning there's something out there that's creating infernals, and they're trying to figure out the answer to infernals and human combustion and save the world. Well, that's what I like to see in anime, and most anime do have an overall story, but what's happening with anime now, like what happened in God of High School, it reminds me a lot of Power Rangers when we were a kid, or Gargoyles, or Street Sharks, or any of those shows. And what I mean by that is there's a beginning, middle, and end in every episode. Like if they introduce you to a new character, they try to get you to like this character and feel deeply for this character, and then something happens to the character, or there's resolution for the character. And I can see the emotional part they're going for, but it messes with me. And in Fire Force, they have that too, but the overall arc always sticks around, and it gives me like Naruto vibes, because Naruto is one of my favorite anime. And a lot of people shit on it, saying it had too many fillers or whatever, which it did have a lot of fillers, but by stretching that show out, we were able to actually care about characters, so when you killed one off, it actually hurt. And since that was kind of a plus and a negative, that segues me into my negatives, with that being my first thing that I don't like about the show, meaning how they can sometimes rush the character development with characters that aren't really as important. The next thing I hate, and probably the biggest thing I hate, is the voice acting. In Japan, voice acting is a part of their culture. Like if you get the right job at the right company, you're set. But here in America, I feel like if we're not working for Disney or Pixar or something like that, the voice actors just phone it in. And you can hear it a lot of times on this show. Now, not everybody's voice sucks, but with me being such a fan of the original Japanese voice, which I do watch every anime if I can subbed, I hate that I don't have this option here. It's only dubbed. The last thing I'm not a fan of is the power scaling in this show. Like they have a character seem like God tier, and then he'll get beat some way by a regular person. Or a couple of episodes later, he'll lose to somebody that he should have beat, and it's just like the power scaling here doesn't always make sense. Sometimes the guy is a beast, sometimes he's a wimp. So I'm not sure about that. So to summarize, Fire Force is a pretty good anime, much better than I thought, and it has more pros than cons. With the pros being that it's funny, it's visually beautiful, great action, and an interesting storyline, with the cons to me only being the dub voices and the rushed character development at times. And now that I'm complete with Fire Force Season 1, I'll definitely say that it's a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Alright, so that's it for this one, folks. So for the comment combo today, I want you to let me know, have you seen Fire Force? If so, what do you think? Whatever it is, comment below and let me know. Now, as always, if you like this video and you thought it rocked, like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me, Mike Proc. Later.